Hello, today I want to show you in depth how to boost. And first of all, we're going to start with the simplest things. So you go to a map, and depending upon what the map is, how good the boosting will be. So it's map dependent, first of all. Second of all, how do you just boost normally? You take a jumping script and you go against an object. Some objects may be better to boost from, like this tree here is really good to boost from. So you press E, now you're going to be launched in the opposite direction of what you were looking at. This may be random, so beware of that. Now, how do you stop the boosting after boosting? You press V or C, depending on the script that you're using. You're going to be using certain moves to stop the boost. In this script, you're going to be using V move. Look at that. I would have been launched maybe over there, but I stayed over here. So, how do you extend your boosting? It's probably one of the simplest things to do. You do E, and then you jump after landing. You hold the jump button in the air to extend your boost, and once you land, you will go further. You can see I went a little bit further there, and this is how you extend the boost. This is how you stop the boost. Probably the simplest scripts to use it with. Now there's a trick that you can use, and it's extending your jump power by a certain amount. And it's gonna be useful for some objects, like this object. We're gonna use it on other maps. This video might be long, but whatever. Now, here's a place. Here's an example of a place that can't be reachable normally, unless you go use the stairs over there. But no, we're gonna reach it. First of all, you're gonna have to press E, and then directly after you press E, you're gonna have to press the space button on your keyboard, and you're gonna be launched further. If you manage to time it correctly, you can see I can shift between stronger jumps and weaker jumps eventually. Normally, I couldn't reach this tower, but ever since I got the extra boost from the jump that I did, I can reach the tower whenever I want. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a boosting place that cannot normally be interacted with, but now it can be because of the extended boost. There's also another really good place over there. The greatest example of the extended boost that you can only use it with was on the map called Bloxburg. So you E, normally E, you can boost from this object. But ever since I found out the technique of how you can extend and basically decrease and extend your jumps, shift between them. So you press E and you do this, and you can see I can normally be boosted from this place. The same can be done from this. This is an example of a booster that can only be interacted with if you jumped. Let's see what the next map will be. So next map is, just as I said, is Bloxburg. So Bloxburg, this is a team deathmatch. So there's another script that we're going to cover, but it's going to be way harder to use than this. This is the easiest one. So the place I told you that you can interact with is this place near the dummy over here. So normally these trees cannot be interacted with because they're hollow. Now this can be interacted with if you use the extra jump power that you can get. So normally this is impossible It's too high. Now look what I can do. That was a pretty bad boost. Look, I can boost normally as if it was a normal boostable object. Certain objects can be boosted from using this technique, and a lot of them are like one of the main objects. Like this one is one of the main objects that you want to boost into the main place. Basically, the middle of the map is the best place. Now, this is another place I think you can boost from. Here you can boost from, but I think you can boost from its corner. Yes, to it. Now, as you know, this place is probably one of the best places because it boosts you directly into there or there. Sometimes you might get lucky, be boosted into a different direction. As I said, boosting is 100% random. However, you can see, yeah, it's random. However, sometimes you might go to the same place as before. Because boosting is based on boosting off, jumping, and jumping off of the edge of a block of a part, and using your head to eventually. Normally, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to just jump, right? But since your head is a hitbox, and the edge of the block is eventually boosting you. Like normally this wouldn't be possible. It might be a glitch. And the same cannot be done with Neko Knuckles. However, the boost trick, the trick that I told you is to use the extra jump to actually enable boosting. And this is the only way to boost with Neko Knuckles. For this script, for some reason, you can boost without the need of it. And as you know, extending your boost is actually kind of way more important than decreasing your boost. But sometimes, when a map doesn't possess an invisible barrier, like a lot of them, most of the maps do not. Only one map has a barrier. That's Railroad Rampage. And Bloxburg doesn't have a barrier. It doesn't. Crossroads doesn't. Chaos Canyon doesn't. Glass Houses don't. Secret Shrine is basically just an open map without even kind of a barrier, because you know what I mean by invisible barriers is something different than a normal certain barrier that surrounds the whole map. Basically means that you can't walk off normally with some scripts unless you use jumping scripts or you get flung by some other scripts or by some object. So normally it is impossible for you to walk off. But you might use some higher places to eventually walk off the map. It's just to prevent some situations from happening. However, if the map is open area without any barriers, like let's say Secret Shrine is right now, there might be another map like Luigi's Casino to be added back. There might be Rusty Blockade Bay to be added back. This is probably one of the better maps that was open area. Since Medic is coming back as well, there was already a period of time where we could use Heavy as a script, but it was immediately removed. It was just a test. It worked pretty well, but it doesn't have it didn't have all the properties. We got another round in Bloxburg. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but we're gonna go for another place other than Bloxburg or Crossroads. There's no way we can get another round of Bloxburg from the map. As you can see, the map isn't a classic because it had materials used in it, and that means it cannot be a classic. But someone might remake the map to be a classic, to be considered a classic. This map wasn't classic, and it's one of the 3 modals that is spammed all over the place. Same goes to like Crossroads is really spammed. Chaos Canyon is really spammed. A lot of these classic maps are very spammed. So, you know, the normal physics of the broadsword is you take out your sword by pressing T, you slash with clicks, you spin with F, you do a fast spin with Q, you crouch with C. That's completely useless unless you want to do one of the glitches. It's useless. You press shift to sprint. As you know, currently in the game, shift lock was disabled, so you can easily spin with. You can easily sprint with your shift lock on normally in other games because this game has disabled it. Now it does pretty good damage, but it takes like 8 slashes for you to take out a mob, like a noob, right? But some things might be healed, might have more health. There's a possibility over there. So you know, one of the better things about the script is the E move, and I think if you have your sword out, you will eventually boost weaker. The boost will be weaker than if you normally did it like this because your hands actually kind of extended. Look at that. Normally it's pretty weak. Here you go, it's pretty weak. But now let's see. It is way more extended. So the extension of this basically depends on the hitbox. And normally, without your sword on, it's most likely what you're not gonna do. But if you want to do a boosting, you better have your swords in your pocket over there or on your back. Because look at this. You get that was probably one of the same boosts. But some objects are dependent on if you have your sword out or not. This one of the thinner objects depends if you have your sword out or not. It also depends if you use the extra jump, because extra jump gives you a lot more boost on worse objects. It actually extends it to be one of the better objects, right? Everything could be a really good boost if you use the extra jump or not. Some objects might be way too good if you use the extra jump. Now, of course, you can use the R to heal and G to damage charge eventually. Damage charge increases your damage, and what else is in the script? I think like nothing else. Sorry about that. It's my table, goddamn. Matt Roach joined again. Damn. So some things might make you lose your sprinting ability. For some reason, that's a weird glitch. However, if you Q or E or wherever, you can retain that ability again, and eventually you'll be able to do what you could normally. Matt Roach, what the hell, man? Why are you here? Hope they don't target me. I think they exactly want to do that. That's pretty sad. Thankfully, I know how to boost. I don't like to fight. I want to be kind of alone. To be honest, this would be a lot better if the game had. Yeah, look at that idiot over there. He thinks I'm bad, but I'm good. Oh god, it's Crossroads. Oh god, 3 people. You will never get me. These maps. Oh look, we can't even interact with each other now. Might actually show you more objects right now that you can use it with. For example, the bigger tree is now possible to boost from, but it's very weak. So don't expect anything to be good with it. Like this object is one of the boostables right now. The trees are really good boosts. So you know you can use the extra jump power for a lot of good and awesome things. However, we're trying to find another map so I can show you different places and maybe a different script. This is going to take a long amount of time before we get to a different map. God damn it. It's starting to get really annoying when people join, and people join specifically by refreshing the servers and checking if there's people. Because if there is people, then they join immediately without checking who is in the server, and then they immediately might quit because they think that the person that is over there might be an admin or developer or owner of the game. But I eventually played this a lot. I am waiting for some scripts to come back. One of the scripts, McCree, that I want to come back because it was amazing. I made it. It was good. McCree was one of the more balanced scripts, to be honest. There's really good usage if you know how to use it. Some scripts actually had the ability to go inside some blocks. Like, I remember a script called Jim Marie that could indeed come back to the... It could indeed kind of fuse with the rock and be waiting inside of the rock. Let's check the toaster. So as you know from the Crosswords review...
Toast!
Mario says toast, and that's what there is to it. Some guy is teaching another guy how to use the sword, but they do not know how to use it properly. If you do not have if you haven't tried boosting, then the sword is kind of pointless right now. Because look, the usage of the sword was normally to basically spam the G charge, and people spammed it a lot. But no one really used the jump. And supposedly, the boosting that we're seeing right now is a bug. It's a bug that's not supposed to happen. But to be honest, this is probably a bug as well. That you can jump. Maybe they will fix the jump, so some places will not be usable anymore. But why would they fix such a good feature that I wouldn't call this a bug if I could? Because it's not worth being a bug eventually. It's called the reverse boosting. Just call it boosting, because you can actually boost from every direction if you're really good and you know how to do so. But reverse boosting is the easiest for sure. Because look, what we can do is we can somehow line up and we can boost forward. But since it's kind of pointless and it's basically time wasting, you can kind of do it for some cool videos if you want to, or for example. Now, since we can use the extra jump, you can use the bigger trees to be really the greater boosters. Surprisingly enough, I think glass houses is a lot more stable than crossroads, but glass houses actually gives off an effect. The effect is that you might actually fling yourself when using these little trees. There's a high probability that you might actually do it. Now, since you can jump before you do a boost, directly after pressing E, you can make big trees feel amazing and actually way better than the smaller trees. Because if you used smaller trees with the extra jump boost, you would get flung and eventually might actually kill yourself. I want to show you a glitch that I did also access to Sid. So if you V for long enough, you'll be stuck in the V motion, and then you can actually get under trees and boost under them on this map. It's okay, but you can press X and then X again, and then you're gonna be able to walk when sitting. It's pretty weird. And now look, I can even attack with this. And I can even press crouch. That's what I wanted to show you, right? And then end up having something like this. It feels weird, but it feels like if a killer was chasing you with his sword. You can always fix this by pressing E, and then you fixed the whole sword. So the boosting feels kind of more consistent now. And finally, the people left. But if, like, let's check what happens if you use the extra jump boost along with this. Because I never thought about using it on these smaller trees. But the high probability is that you're gonna get flung. Like about 50% of the time you use the tree with the jump, you're gonna get flung. I'm kind of consistent now. I'm kind of more smooth that I can use it, but most of the time, all the trees are good if you use it with the extra jump. It's just a matter of time until you master that and know exactly how far away you have to position yourself to not get flung. You can see I got flung. I'm kind of thinking that the fling is way different, and it takes a lot more jumps to get flung. It's probably because I know how to position myself, but normal people might actually get flung if they do this. Other than me, like. You can kind of do boosting from tree to tree if you really know how to position yourself. Most of the time you're going to end up in a random place. As you can see, I got flung. So this is not the only script that, of course, can boost. There are other scripts that could boost. First of all, Neko Knuckles can definitely boost, because I tried it, but it's very hard to use. And I think that's it. Maybe if you somehow glitched Fire Fist. But I don't know how. Fire Fist F move takes a lot more skill to use. Way back before the game wasn't in such a state as it right now, it didn't have these pop-ups that you can normally tell they're pop-ups. Oh my god, it's Bloxburg again. So we had 3 times Bloxburg. That means 15 minutes of Bloxburg. We also had 5 minutes of glass houses and 10 minutes of crossroads. Now, I want to show you Neko boosting because that thing takes a lot more skill. It is a lot more unstable, and because of the charge jump, it's a charge jump. That's why it's so hard. So I found a weird bug that also happens with it. They could kind of ease it a little bit by doing E and then tap E again in the air, and then you're gonna get a guaranteed jump without charging. And now, how are you gonna boost with this? The answer is jump. Jump before doing a boost, and makes it a lot stronger. Let me show you. So as you might have seen, what I did was a super strong jump. However, as you might have also seen, I can boost pretty stable boosting right now. But look, what I can boost is objects that I normally wouldn't be able to do with the sword. If I use the extra jump, let's see if we can boost from it. I think it's kind of impossible. But look, you get tons of momentum from certain objects normally you could boost from. This is probably one of the only objects that you can boost from, but it takes a lot more time than you think to charge it. So first you want to do the glitch, and there we go. You can do the boost that you were intending to do from the start. You have to make sure to charge it directly, fully, and then jump, and then you will boost. Then you might actually find yourself another object that you're gonna use the momentum you had, because you have way too much momentum for sure. You're gonna use that momentum to bounce off a wall, and you did it. You basically did a pretty good thing. But let's see if we can stop the boost somehow. How do we stop the boost? Because maybe that's possible. Maybe we can stop it with Q. I think you can't stop it with Q. So you can see that a perfectly timed Q can stop a boost if you time it right. I found out a completely new thing. Oh god, so satisfying. Now you can use the momentum you had with the Q, and then you can do a lot better stuff. Look at that. Look, I can just go in the air and get much more momentum. That's amazing. I never thought I might be able to do such great things with the boost. Never thought I might be actually able to boost with this. But it's possible. It's possible to boost with this. Might actually use this on Railroad Rampage if I get it. Secret Shrine. It's not that good. Kind of sucks. Look at this. Look what I can do. I can easily exploit this. And basically get the double boost. You can double boost with this. Look at that. Maybe I can boost from these trees with this now. Look, I can get a double boost from these trees. Weak boost is actually really good now with Neko because you can double it. This is one of the weirdest glitches I've seen. Also one of the most satisfying ones. Probably even more satisfying than reverse boosting. You're basically double boosting. Wow. Requires a lot of skill to use though. Look at that. You gotta time your jump directly, and then you want to go to the direction you want to go with the Q. Neko is a lot harder to master with boosting, but it's probably one of the only things that can do. Double boost. It's the only script that can do double boost, but reverse boost is possible with both. Neko requires you to boost first, and then it requires you to use Q on whatever direction you wanted to use. For some strange reason this works. I don't know how. Maybe because it keeps the momentum that you have. Alright. Now, this actually kind of be used, can be used. It's more of an escape route as well. Look, it gives you basically a double jump. I love these trees. Look at that. That you couldn't normally use it with. Look, if I want to get flung off, I can. I can normally keep myself in this state. Maybe if you're high enough, you can actually do better things. Wait a second. I want to see something. I want to see if you keep your momentum later from the jump that you get after landing. Do you obtain the extended Q? Because I want to know what you can do with this. 'Cause yeah, normally it copies the jump power that you had, and you can use it later. A second later. Like, it takes too much skill, to be honest. Because look at that. First of all, it takes kind of timing, right? Because you might get flung from the jump that you do this. It's so strong. But if you manage it, yeah, you can do it. Look at that. I did an extended Q from the momentum I had. And this is kind of revolutionary. Like, the best movement script, I think it's still the broadswords. Oh wait, I forgot something. Yeah, you can do this. I don't think you can do it later, just so you know, but I found out one of the best features. We found out so many glitches that can be easily exploitable. Look at that. That I never thought would be possible in such a game. And I found it on Secret Shrine, one of the probably the worst maps to boost from. Look. Says I don't think you can actually I don't think you can remove Q in the air, sadly. So you can do double boost, that's why it's called double boost. But it takes a lot more skill. Again, it's Secret Shrine. Damn. 10 minutes of Secret Shrine. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I found out more features about the game. If you're super good, then you can exploit this feature and use it in combat. Cause look, that was probably one of the perfect ones I had. Who says you have to jump before doing boosts? I think it's kind of required though. Look at that. But look, it's pretty good momentum. Look at what I found. This is one of the best things I've found ever in a game. Hopefully they don't find out that this thing exists. I wonder if I'm the one that actually found this out. I think I might be the one that found out this amazing glitch. I want to get more momentum from the stair. Because, yeah, you can eventually use it after the jump. If you keep your momentum, that's only possible if you keep it. Normally it's not. So I recommend you immediately after doing the jump, immediately do the boost. Or maybe even if you're still in the air, you better do it. You can't do it because it has a time, and eventually it will work the best on Railroad Rampage. But look, the most consistent is definitely the broadsword, because it offers a lot more consistency in usage than this map. I mean the script. What am I talking about, man? Script. Look, maybe if I was good enough, maybe if shift lock was possible, still, that would be great, because look, you could do a lot more. Sadly, I didn't find this out sooner. I found another place where I can boost from for sure. Yeah, this place. Look at this. You gotta use it in the air, so I found it out. You have to use it in the air. I think you can do it with the momentum keeping after the jump. Maybe you can, but we gotta try it on Railroad Rampage, because that thing has an invisible barrier, so we can't. Fling is off. Look how great this is. If you manage to do it with the place over there, without actually jumping, this is gonna be great for moving. This is gonna be even better than the broadsword for moving. Look at that. You can kind of do a debate between which one is better, but depending on the map, some might be other than the other. Let's see again. Look, normally I don't think this would be possible. Maybe they will patch it. I think they will patch it eventually. So this is the last map I'm gonna cover, unless it's a different one, and unless it's Railroad Rampage. Look. Amazing. This is just amazing. How Neko Knuckles could use Q to its advantage. I never thought Q would be so good to use. And I found it out on Bloxburg. And I mastered it. I never mastered it because it's so hard to use. Neko boosting is too hard to master because it's too strong. It's just too strong. Because charge jump is way stronger than just a super jump. Rail or rampage. Alright. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sorry about that, but I have to do that. Stop. Goodbye.